We are back. Hey, Missy Girl, what's going on Popping? It's your girl Drizzy. Welcome back to Drizzy Radio, a place where we talk about celebrity gossip, celebrity news, and the topics. If you're new here, kindly don't leave without subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, I want to say a special shout out to you. Now let's get straight into some things, you guys. And of course, we're going to jump straight on ZUCHU's documentary that she did, or rather that dropped a few days ago. Because I haven't watched it myself, but there have been a couple of clips which has been making rounds on social media. We're going to talk about those because you all know that we are messy, honey, and that is what we do over here, okay? We find some juicy topics, and that is what we do over here. ZUCHU did a performance. According to the number that she gave, was over 50,000 people in the stadium in Tanzania, and of course, it's a big deal in TZ, right? And she was giving account on how the feeling was behind the scenes, some of the things that we did not see around the time the performance was happening. She was basically just documenting her journey towards her going to perform, right? And she also talked about something, right? That is the hate that she has picked ever since she came on the music industry. She even talked about how she couldn't afford to make many mistakes because she knew that a lot of people were waiting on her downfall. Her words verbatim. She said that there are so many people who are waiting on my downfall. So at that point, I couldn't afford to do any mistake. That's why I was very, very nervous. And of course, I was praying so much. But ZUCHU talking about the hate that she's been receiving, okay, is not the first time. And the hate increased when she started dating Diamond. I would say ZUCHU's hate became more visible when she started dating Diamond Platnumz. Is when now she, of course, inherit Diamond Platnumz haters. You know, in TZ there are people who are Team Kiba or Team Konde. Obviously, if Diamond have a girl, they will always hate on that girl. Of course, Diamond had girlfriend, side chicks, and the fans that support these people automatically see ZUCHU like, girl, you ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's been overwhelming for her, as you guys heard. One thing I've heard a lot of people say is ZUCHU's attitude is what made her unlikable with many, honey. We've had a lot of stories include allegedly some people, you know, being fired from Wasafi because of ZUCHU, honey. And that is partly why her and Diamond Platnumz's mother are not in good terms. Anyway, let me play you this clip first of all, before we go through ZUCHU's documentary a little bit. I'm going to try in as much as to be, you know, I know they're watching, honey. But anyway, before I also read to you some of the comments and how people feel about that, okay?
Yani mimi na maadui hata wengine hata sijui wametokea wapi. Lakini ukiangalia nature ni kwa sababu tu ya mahusiano. Wanawake wananishambulia mpaka kuna muda sasa jamani nye. Eti jamani mimi nafanyaje, mbona sema chochote, lakini mtihani zipo sana.
Guys, so that is a video, or rather an interview that ZUCHU did some time back, of where she was talking about, throughout my relationship, I've collected a lot of enemies. Like the reason why a lot of women, specifically, she mentioned women, okay? The reason why a lot of women hate me is because of my relationship. I haven't done anything wrong to anybody, but somebody is looking at me in my relationship and they're just hating me. And I would also like to add that ZUCHU is not the only girlfriend to Diamond who has received this hate, okay? Zari received the hate a lot. Oh my goodness. These people are bullying Zari's children till date. These people are bullying Zari till date just because she dated Diamond. Tanasha is another person who some argue they bullied her into getting that BBL. And Tanasha is still being bullied till date despite not being with Diamond for almost 4 years. Her son has been subject of trolling every time her son is in Tanzania to visit the father. Hamisa's son is the one who is also the other one who's being bullied left, right, and center. You know what I'm saying? So ZUCHU is not the only one. So let me play a little bit of that clip, y'all.
Sin is not a joke. And to be honest, moment yangu kulia, it's more of like, God, hold me. hold me. Unajua mja wako nina maadui wengi ambao they are praying for my failures. Please don't let me suffer in front of their eyes.
Of course, ZUCHU's lowest moment, of course, that she's talking about, she's saying was during the time she was going up, because she has to use the ladder to go up, right? And she did not want to fall down. She was very, very scared, first of all, going up. She even recalled talking to the manager and telling her, I feel like they should have added me a couple of days because I'm so scared. But when she was going up, she kept on praying. She did not want to fall down, because she knew that she has a lot of enemies who are just waiting on her downfall. They just wanted her to fall so that they can laugh, and she was praying that that should not happen. Let's listen to more of that.
Because I know hata ningeanguka watu wananchi sio vile wangenishangilia. Lakini kuna jopo kubwa la watu ambao maisha yao yanaenda kwa kunibuli mimi na kuniandama mimi. I'm one of the most controversial artists.
Hey guys, she's also adding that she knew even if she could have fallen down, of course, people at the stadium could have, clapped for her, and she could have continued, of course, but she feel like there are some people who would have loved the moment, that they could have used it to bully her, because she's saying that she is one of the most controversial artist in TZ. And later on, she even said not only Tanzania alone, but other parts of the world. She also said that there are people that their lives are being driven off of bullying and hating her. And that was deep, y'all. God damn. If my life is being driven by hating on somebody, then I guess I'm not living for me. I'm rather living for them. God damn, that's deep. I don't know who is on that time zone, but honey, if somebody is on that time zone, then I feel sorry for that person, honey, because I am there, to be honest. Yeah, I'm out here doing my content, doing my blog, but that's just about it. I don't take that energy into whatever it is that I do for the rest of the day. Anyway, let's continue.
Jina langu mimi huwa baya Tanzania. Hata ambao sio Tanzania. Hata imagine baya linakuwaje. So I think katika vitu ambavyo nimejifunza ni kuomba dua hii ya kwamba Mwenyezi Mungu usiniache nikadhalilika.
Okay guys, so she also added that her name is bad in TZ, and of course not only in TZ. She also said that when that thing could have happened to her, or if any of her dancers could have fallen or something, it could have still fallen on her, not them. People could have remembered only ZUCHU, but not this dancer. That's why she was praying, and that's why that prayer was very, very important to her. But as you can here, it got to show why she's in a hurry to block people. She's well known of blocking people. And I think it have to do with baby girl cannot take criticism, in my opinion, because she's bigger of a superstar, and she shouldn't worry about what people say about her. I know she can't control that, because sometimes she's just going through her social media like a normal person, and then she bump into something that is not sitting well with her. It's okay for her to block, but having that thought that for it to affect you like this. Anyway, let me read you some of the comments. One person said, I remember mara ya kwanza ZUCHU kutambulishwa Wasafi na alipendwa sana. ZUCHU, chunguza kilicho kufanya kuchukiwa. Kuna comment uliwahi msema vibaya walio kutangulia kwa Monde, especially Hamisa. Kumbuka sana watu walichukizwa sana. Omba Nehema dia na usiwai kutetea mwanaume. To my non-Swahili listeners, this basically lady, and the reason why her comment is trending is because ZUCHU replied to it. So this lady went ahead and said, she remember once upon a time when ZUCHU was being introduced with Wasafi. She was the darling of the nation. And of course, she also added that ZUCHU should investigate where this hate is coming from. And according to her, she also saying that ZUCHU once made this very bad comment. Okay, she talked bad about Diamond Platnumz's exes. She also saying that especially Hamisa, okay? The lady also adding, she remember that is when ZUCHU's hate started when she used to talk bad about the exes, and of course most especially Amisa. You all know that Amisa have this huge fan base, and also this lady is asking Zuchu to ask for grace, and she should never defend a man, because Zuchu was out here telling her but that Diamond was the best man. According to her, Diamond can never do no wrong. I remember at one of the interviews when she was doing promo for her EP, she talked about of all the women that Diamond has ever dated, she's the only one whom, according to her, she feel like Diamond has treated fairly. Okay? And that, of course, did not sit well with a lot of people, because people are like, if you're going to talk about your relationship, don't mention the exes who are there. Because she's saying it and also defending it by saying, I was there when they were being dated. So me seeing how they were treated and how I was treated, I feel like I've been treated good. And I feel like these are some of the comments that did not sit well with people. Let me read a lot of these comments. Honey, I hope that you guys are liking the video. So Zuchu went down there and commenting, saying, and I quote, "Ukuaje uleta chuki. Dear one, sina haja ya kuchunguza jinsi unavyozidi kupenda kimaisha. Wanaokupenda huwepo na wanaokuchukia huwepo. Hayupo aliyewahi kusemwa na mimi. Nitafutieni comment au interview. Nitakulipa pesa na subiri." To my really listeners, Zuchu is basically saying that there are people who will always love you and there are people who will always not love you. It's part of life, right? She's also adding that kindly go and look for me an interview or a comment that I ever say anything about the exes. Then I will be able to pay you any amount. Just go ahead and talk about me talking about a specific person. Whew. Let me just calm down. Because when we start with what she said, do you remember when Mangi was going back with Zuchu? And when Zuchu was saying that Diamond can never look at a woman like Gigi Money? And what she said after that? Yo! I hope you guys will be nice ring beggars, because baby, you come for me a wrong way, I start pulling them receipts. And that's on period. Okay? Zuchu says some slick shit. She was talking slick. And at some point, she became very, very arrogant, in my opinion, of course. Probably that's how she felt like she needed to react. But she said some things. Yeah, the internet never forget. The information is out there. You know what I'm saying? But for now, I'll leave it at that. Unless you all want more receipts, then I'll be able to bring them. Okay? Anyway, let's continue with more of these comments, honey. Another person said, umeongea maneno mazito. Nimehisia futo machozi tu. Abadan Mungu akubadilishie wala kuaibisha wanaokuzungumzia na wanaokupenda. Amen. To my non-Swahili listeners, of course, the lady was basically saying that may God give you grace and, of course, change the hearts of the people who are hating you. And you can see Zuchu there liking. Let me try and see if I'll be able to find more of these comments, guys. Another person said, my dear people pouring negative out of there about her since she started his relationship, because most of them were not expecting her to hold on into it longer. So since they can't stop her, they hate her and tarnish what she's trying to build. But thanks Almighty, there is God. Again, I totally agree with what Darling 172 is saying, that a lot of hate is coming from people who did not want Zuchu to date Diamond or Platinum. That is something I always say. Part of it, not all of it. Remember, allegedly there are people who lost their jobs at Wasafi, courtesy of who? Let's continue. Another person said, it's not like we don't love you. No, we love you and your music, but we don't like you to be our brother's girlfriend. Lord have mercy. At Diamond Platnumz, because what our brother deserve is a very good woman inside and out. He who does not do music or act in any way on the industry, let him be religious and confident, not just in a while but style. Be the main. He should be economically capable of virgin. As you can see, these are the comments that I was talking about when I said that there are a lot of these ladies, right, who started disliking Zuchu because of her relationship with Diamond, right? Another one said, imagine hating on the biggest female artist in East Africa who make her own money. She's not a gold digger and is a woman of principle, never been seen dealing with multiple men in and out of her life, and respect her body and husband. Please go seek help. Another one said, may God forgive you. And I really pity you. So you think you know Zuchu more than herself as a woman. You should be ashamed of yourself, of your family. Now, okay, I'm not going to read that, but let me just give my opinion. Also, the real reason why outsiders feeling some type of a way about Zuchu is the way Diamond Platnumz family is portraying that marriage. They're trying to make it seem like it's just a joke. It's not a real, marriage. They're trying to make it downplay it. And that's why people are not looking at it like a serious reunion. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll come back with more. Keep it classy. Stay, see you on my next one.